It helps the bones chelate out the collagen from the bones, and then you don't need to go anywhere and buy anything. Just make your own broth. Make your stock. Yeah, it has collagen, it has amino acids. That's it. Look at this. This is so interesting. So we have 3 kinds of cities here. This city, these are all the good people, all the good bacteria. They're doing their work. This is the mucus layer, which you see it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. Right. So this city is functioning absolutely perfect. This is in harmony, and it's called symbiosis. Symbiosis means when you live with other microorganisms or other creatures in harmony. And here it shows the bad bacteria, the undigested food, they're kicked out. They don't even let them in. The cells are friends with each other. Collagen is keeping them intact, and nothing goes in the bloodstream. So the immune system is calm. Now here GALT stands for gut associated lymphoid tissue, and it is the biggest, the largest immune system which runs through the whole gut lining, like starting from the mouth all the way till anus. And these cells are responsible for basically when your gut issues turn into autoimmune, Hashimoto's, leaky gut, IBS, Crohn's disease. These are the cells responsible for it. When there's any autoimmune disease and you have a leaky gut issue, it basically turns into that because of them. So we have to keep them calm. And when we have babies and they're picking up, dirt and chewing it, that's naturally they get immune. Then naturally when the dirt comes here, the cells kind of train themselves. Oh, these are dirt particles. We know we don't need them. They kick them out in the feces. Nothing goes in. But what happens when some of the cells, they stop functioning, like this here, doesn't even have a collagen. And then the bad bacteria start entering through into the bloodstream. These are undigested proteins. And now the whole pro-inflammatory cytokines, they get activated. Now the body's on alert. Invaders, invaders, invaders. And then worst part is that if you still survive on sugar, processed foods, and unclean water, tap water, and you're constantly doing that, you're not aware of it, caffeine, histamine releasing foods, it turns into a worse kind of a city, which is full of robbers, and it's a chaotic city. So here, all the bacteria, they're entering through. There's no harmony between them. You see like food particles, toxins, bacteria, and then the whole, you can say the security bodyguards are on high alert. It's like in a war state. So those
small dots, what do they mean? That's the
bacteria that goes in? So now did you get the answer how they differentiate what cells need to go in, what not? And here, the good bacteria, they can only survive if you have a good, thick mucus. They love that. They stick to it. They reproduce. They get their nutrition from it. And they produce enzymes and vitamins for you. And latest research says that the psychobiotics, or there are bacteria which produce serotonin. So you're getting a happy neurotransmitter for free, right? But the worst kind of advice I've ever seen people giving each other, sometimes even health practitioners, they would not know if your gut is it intact or it's leaky. They will just say, oh, take probiotics. Start eating fermented foods.
That's my next question. So the
Don't.
probiotic is not actually making that cold.
No, it's not.
No.
The probiotic is not responsible for keeping the enterocytes, the mucus lining intact. They only live there. Like if you have a garden, if you have a good soil, this is a good soil. This will grow good grass. Then you have insects coming and living on. But if there's no grass, no soil, no fertilizer, you will just have weeds and random things which would just come and go, and they can't even colonize there properly. Never take probiotics unless and until you are sure that your intestinal lining, not only intestinal, the whole gut lining is properly healed and intact.
Okay, how can you heal it then? And
Perfect.
You don't have that.
Yeah, we will come there, yeah. So I wanted to go through a little H. pylori because a lot of people are suffering from H. pylori, and then they face issues like belching and, you know, constant gases and bloating. H. pylori is an opportunistic bacteria. It would just go and attack all the cells, especially the gastric cells, the stomach cells, which produce somatostatin. Now, what is somatostatin? These are two hormones which you should know. Somatostatin and gastrin, they balance the gastric acid. When you eat food, gastrin is released, which helps produce acid. You need acid to digest food, to turn it, you know, break it into smaller particles. But when the food is digested, now the stomach has passed it to small intestine. Now you need to stop the production of that acid because it's going to burn you. So stop. Which hormone stops it? Somatostatin.
Sorry?
Somatostatin, this one. Sorry, you can't see it. It's not so clear.
Somato.
Somato.
So the H. pylori.
Statin means stop.
So this is the hormone, the big
These
hormone.
are two big hormones in the stomach. Just remember, one is responsible for releasing acid when you eat food, and the other one is responsible for stopping the acid. What H. pylori does, it kills the cells which are responsible for stopping the production of acid.
It kills.
Those hormones which stop the, like there's a switch button, right?
Okay.
And H. pylori keeps the button on. So your body keeps on producing acid and acid and acid, even though there's no food. Even though there's no food to digest, it's producing acid.
Okay. And if it's off?
It's off good. If it's off,
So what makes it off then?
food and H. pylori. Is it confusing? It's a little confusing.
It is confusing.
Okay, because I never wanted to go inside how to balance each other. All you can, in simple words, is remember, you know, when we see food, when we smell food, our mouth starts watering, and automatically all the enzymes start secreting. Our body even senses if we're eating proteins, if we're drinking tea, or what kind of enzymes we need now, because there are different enzymes to digest proteins, different enzymes to digest carbohydrates, different enzymes to digest fat. And our body is very smart. It knows, even when we eat a piece of bread, our mouth is, you know, it gives that sweet flavor because the starches, they start dissolving in the mouth. So when it comes to Motas, can you fix it? I'm sorry for the library's furniture and TV and nothing works here. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, Fatima.
I'm awake.
Okay, she's fine. So, oh my gosh. Okay, the H. pylori attacked us. It was like the H. pylori attack. You know, this is exactly like in long term, slowly the H. pylori kills all the cells of the body. So it goes and it works on the cells. That's it. In easy words, you will stop producing mucus, you will stop producing acid, and you will stop producing in repercussions are you will stop producing enzymes, stop producing vitamins, and what's gonna happen?
Of course, the tongue is.
You can't digest food, no nutrients to absorb, constantly gassy. And when H. pylori is there, all the bad bacteria come and join in. And what do bacteria do? They ferment.
Oh.
And when they ferment and they produce gas. And that's why people become gassy.
So is it because of this hormone?
Yeah, it's all of it. I'm not going in the details
So,
because
I
it's
need-
so interconnected. I don't want to confuse
No, I
you.
need to understand it actually. So you said this is the hormone that is responsible for producing acids, right?
Yes.
And if it keeps doing just produce acid,
Yeah.
acid, your tummy is eventually the cells is gonna be killed. Right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
what makes it stop then?
Number one is getting rid of H. pylori and the bad
How can
bacteria.
you get rid of it?
There are protocols you can do, like manuka honey, manuka essential oils. You do a lot of other things. I'll show you some of the things I've displayed here. They will come.
Okay.
But like I said, for example, lactose is broken down by lactase enzyme. So if you don't have lactase, you won't be able to break down milk. Milk is full of lactose. Lactose is milk sugar. And if you won't be able to break down lactose, the symptoms are almost the same. Gas, bloating, pain, gas, diarrhea, bloating, gas, diarrhea.
Like
So
with cow's milk, I can't
Motaz.
consume cow's milk, but
Yeah.
goat's milk
Have
is
you
fine.
eaten?
Because
yeah.
goat's milk is
Has
closer
less-
to human milk than
Okay,
cow's milk.
so it might have less lactose, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, people have different immune reactions. Like some people, when you eat a lot of fruit has fructose. So that needs special transportation remember the cells transporting, deciding which nutrients are going in. Because these are molecules. So you're thinking at a molecular level and a cellular level. So fructose, glucose, imagine all the amino acids, fats, so many, because the starches break down into sugars, so many sugars. And if they're not broken down, they're not absorbed, they're sitting in the lumen, they're sitting inside here, fermenting, rotting basically. And I was taught in my last module of naturopathy diploma, they did a research on the deli meats, like how we eat sausages and salami and those processed meats.
Yeah.
They can sit in your intestine for like 15 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Even if you have like
If I find that article, I should share it.
even if you have like good gut, you still have.
Yeah. I mean, they probably examined some of the guts lining or what, and they saw that there was meat fermentation, there was so many things going on because of the bristles that I showed you, the bristles, if you remember.
Yeah. These.
Sorry, so these are the bristles, right?
Yeah.
And then the food was right here, sitting here. Why? Because there's no mucus layer.
Oh my god.
There's no mucus layer. There are no good bacteria. The bacteria are not producing enzymes to digest the food. The bacteria produce enzymes. Even the cells, they are responsible for transportation of those digested food, the nutrients, the fructose, potassium, zinc, all of the B vitamins, so many things we need, amino acids, whatever, fat, good fat, bad fat. So yeah, it's really interesting. So
And I've noticed like they're even shrinking, like they're very tiny. Like if you go back to those.
yeah, sorry, these ones.
You see the healthy ones, like very big and
Yeah,
fatty,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
once you get to that,
And
they're
can you
small,
see
tiny.
these don't even have a nucleus, so they're dysfunctional. If a cell doesn't have a nucleus, it will not make any proteins. And if it will not make any proteins, the proteins are responsible for transporting the nutrients through, so it won't be transporting anything.
So how would
The
this
senses-
affect like the mitochondria?
Exactly, yeah. It's out, dead. No energy, no ATP production, no RNA, no protein production. Because if the cells will not make proteins, the proteins are made by the cell, which go and sit up, and they decide which nutrients will pass. These proteins decide, and they can recognize, they have a check and balance, that these will go, no, this will not go, this will go, no, this will not go, But here, there's no check and balance. Everything is going through because they're pores. This is why people get flare-ups when they eat food and it crosses the lining, goes into the bloodstream, and you're like, you've got invaders, they're robbers. Flare-up, allergies, skin issues, thyroid issues, hair fall, I mean, you name it, everything.
And food gets stuck in
Yeah.
between, right?
And we don't need food particles. We need nutrients. We need good nutrients which absorb well, with good absorption. So this is why I talk a lot about absorption whenever somebody comes to me. I say, work on your absorption, work on your gut, work on the gut. Now, there are some things which we cannot help, because a person might have a hiatal hernia. That's just a bulging of the esophagus up on the diaphragm. And this is something physiological. We can't do anything, but I hope the gastroenterologists are now able to cut it out or surgically operate it. I'm not sure. I don't know how do we deal with this in herbal medicine and alternate medicine, but yes, we can do a lot of things, some things to keep the acid down, because that's one thing when the acid will go up. And in some of the babies, they're born like this. Yeah, so when they need to wait until they can operate them. And then here you see like a lot of acid is going up, so this gives an acid burn. And some of the times, like we study, there's lack of bile flow, lack of pancreatic enzymes. Everything is interrelated, so you have to be very clever to study yourself. What could be the right reason? Ultrasound will tell us about our structure, if it's perfect or not, and some other tests.
So just pain.
Yeah, okay, so these are the things what you can do on your level. Avoid sugar, avoid foods, try avoiding medications which can disrupt like antibiotics. They just disrupt bacteria, good bacteria, and they